Well, hello there. Good evening. I'm Mark Stanton Welch, still, even though I've learned a lot more about myself through this whole process. I'm delighted you're here. This is the third and final of the unveiling concerts of songs that I committed to create during this first period of staying in place. Um, I wanted to take a moment and just celebrate the journey because when I first committed to the idea, it seemed like such a great idea at the time. And I got the inspiration to say, "How many songs you want me to do here?" And it said 33, and I said, "Excuse me, 33? Okay, well that's a beautiful and a very powerful number. Yay!" And at the time, I was like, "Got 3 weeks to do that. That's no problem." But the way life unfolded, as you know, in these sort of spontaneous times, and the way the moments are delegated in different ways, it seems. I found myself running up against I had other things to do, other things to get ready, things to post, and all of this as I was have been attempting, in a sense, to learn these new modalities and learn by doing. So it's been an adventure to say the least. And so often it came down, especially in these last 2 weeks, where it was just a matter of, dang, I've only got two songs. I better get some by tomorrow. So I'd work late in the night before and then get up fairly early and then work through. And I did the same thing today, and everything was done by noon, at least the ones that I felt like doing. But I had to make some adjustments. And I've got here, it's hard to know what's reflecting, what's not. I don't, I'm trying to make it so I can see it. I don't know if that means you can't. But this is the original list of titles. And I came up with actually 35. And I just sat there and went, okay, well, that sounds like a good one. Things I'd heard, phrases I'd heard, etc. And I would just put them in place. And then I went through one night later and just sat here probably till about 3 in the morning working with the guitar and just getting a feel for every one of these songs, deciding where I was going to put it in the body, what I was going to do with it, etc. And and then I proceeded. I took the first ones that I thought would be a good for the opening concert based on the titles and the songs I created. And then I essentially put them in my little orange book here, and it's Stay in Place Songs 2020. So the original pennings are in here with adjustments, etc. So this particular keepsake, if you will, is a testimony to the journey that I personally took. Now, was it a simple journey? By no means. If you listen to the songs or had a chance to go back and listen to things, you'll notice that these songs became very personal. The songs became issues, dealing with personal issues. I had evolutions during the process. My hope is that if you have listened to all of these, then you have reached a point where you're feeling um, uh, some evolution with yourself. Now, you've got Mark Stanton Welch there. Let me put the markstantonwelch.net. That's the page to the website. And on the front page, you can have access to all of the streaming songs and the stay in place songs for these concerts. You'll have the words or the lyrics and the chords, etc., to look at, and you'll have links to the actual video that is now either on Facebook or YouTube, depending on when you watched. The earlier experience with Facebook, oftentimes being the first one at 4 o'clock, is a lot more adventurous because it's got it's how does this song go? I don't remember. And so since then, I've listened to a few things on my trusty app and listened back, and so I feel fairly comfortable with all of these songs. But the truth is, that's what live performance is about, at least at this level. We're not looking for polish. We're not looking for that. We're looking for legitimate and genuine. And I can give you that. So, mostly, I just want you to know how grateful I am for you choosing to be a part of this. And I want to celebrate that involvement and hope that the songs, or intend that the songs, will continue to serve you. I have been joined by my good pal Brownie, been with me since my days of original incarnation here, and I thought I'd bring him in for this particular show. He and his pals have been a part of the other shows, and there's an adventure going on with them all the time. So, first song I'm going to reveal tonight is one called "How I Survived Me." Now, you may wonder, it's an interesting title. We'll see what unfolds with it, and there may be something to say on the other side. This song's got some chutzpah to it, so I have to watch myself in terms of my levels and get back to a place where I'm not pinning the needles and creating distortion on your end. Well, it took away my travel, and it told me stay at home. I've been here for over 2 months, and I'm facing me alone. I've looked into the shadows for all I never chose to say, and I kinda see myself in a brand new way. I used to paint myself in judgments that's from a long forgotten pain. I would sabotage my progress and wonder why things stayed the same. I'd get scared and call for saviors and keep solutions on the shelves. Now I'm sitting here and wonder how I survive myself. I've been stumbling, dragging that load of my past like a ball and chain, never taking time to turn from the me that I had learned, so devoted to my story, the one I was addicted to believe that would define me, till this time that came from nowhere set me free, set me free. Well, you can say I've been delivered by the sweeping, swirling change. I forced myself to shake and shiver until this life was rearranged. I took the hand that was reaching and we jumped into the well. And now I celebrate this moment, how I survived myself. I've been stumbling, dragging that load of my past like a ball and chain, never taking time to turn from the me that I learned, so devoted to my story, the one I was addicted to believe that would define me, till this time that came from nowhere. Yes, this time that came from nowhere set me free, set me free. How I survived myself before, how I survived myself before, how I survived myself just to get me right now. How I survive myself. That turned out to be a surprise. It was a tongue-in-cheek kind of a title that didn't quite know where it was going until last night late. I was looking at it and I started to see, you know, The issue isn't now, it's how did I get by before? How did I make it through all of that? So that was kind of cool that it happened. This tune is called Life Before the Virus. So if you can look back and perhaps get a sense, just like this one, it's like these are retrospective songs to a degree, but they have a twist to them. So this particular one, that there was no such, I mean, life was different before the virus. So we're going to look at that with this particular one here. So I'd be interested to see if there's any parallels here. There was so much separation. There was monumental greed. There was appearance infatuation, turning backs on human need. Mother Nature's changing climate, with a constant wash of fear, and the closing of the borders, with liars being cheered. It was profit before compassion. Masses consciously out of touch. An endless push for my way. It was hate you very much. What's needed here is a brand new life, based on love, free from strife, the one that feeds children's dream. We're hand in hand in a world that's clean, cultures of equality on a living earth where freedom's free. It's a life where life does thrive. So how do you make this happen? How can we make normal change? Get people in deep reflection. There's got to be a way. What's needed here is a brand new life, based on love, free from strife, the one that feeds a children's dream. We're hand in hand, a world that's clean, culture of equality, a living earth where freedom's free. It's a life where life does thrive. So how do you make this happen? How can we make normal change? Get people in deep reflection. There's got to be a way. I wonder what way that might be. That was fun. Interesting. Isn't it fascinating? Isn't it just fascinating? The titles I was left with forced me to have to be, in a sense, very specific and do some things that I had only heard about, talk about some things that I wasn't having personal experience with to the degree that I'm talking about it here. This song is called Family Rejuvenation. And it's no secret if you are in a family that there are challenges with being together 24/7 and not having the regular routines that create the separation that allow a little bit of time away from one another to be able to, let's say, appreciate their magnificence and beauty without letting the distraction or the annoyances get in the way. When you're forced to be together all the time, that gets confronted. I do a lot of work with kids from very young all the way up to teens that are getting ready to move on into their 20s, into their life. So it's a beautiful opportunity for me to, one, be there with them, be there for them, learn from them, and offer things to support them in their journey. And I have great respect for the generations that have come in and the wisdom that they carry and all that they have to teach me. Having said that, I do have longevity, I do have years, and I do have lots of experience. And that has value, especially in these changing times. So this family rejuvenation is just told from the, let's just say, one of the YOU kids that, let's say that they're 15 years old or so, and they've got a perspective. Yes, we are a family. Let me start it again. Yes, we are a family. We all have separate lives. We all have phones and this and that. Text to talk, that's fine. We say hello when we pass each morning, then we do what we do. I'll make some time if you really, really need, but my calendar is full. Family, family, family. 2020. We all had plans for an active spring with baseball friends and prom. It was early in March when I first did hear there was something going on. Someone was sick, but we've all heard that a zillion times before. Then the mandate came to all go home and stay behind the door. Family, family, family. 2020. At first it was so miserable, I could not believe this crap. Mom and Dad, my brothers and sis, we're all stuck at home. That's that. We had no freedom, couldn't get away, we were all glued to TV. Texting, fighting, YouTube bids became my new routine. Family, family, family. May 2020. Now the TV's on. That's coming up. And I started playing with my brothers and I talked with my older sis. When Mom and Dad would join us, we found what we'd been missing. I love the things I was doing before, but they did not give back love. This family is my safe and warm. It's a core that I'm made of. Oh, family, family, family. "2020. Now the TV's off and the phones are stored. We all just hang around us, learning about what we each are, and we love the life that's found us. We hug and play and we create how to deepen our connection, and marvel how a little bug brought family, rejuvenation. Oh, family, 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 forever. Forever, forever, forever. You know, we work it through. We find a way. And in a sense, one of the bonuses of these times is that we work it through and we kind of have no choice. There's nowhere to go to get away from it unless we go inside. And that's no longer the useful place it used to be, because we're being asked to wake up, in my opinion. And we are, in my experience, waking up. The next title I worked with is called, "Did You Know That This Is You?" I've learned things about me. You know, I may have had some hints before, I may have some sense, but as the moments kept going, I got to look at myself in ways that I really had no intention of doing. Did I like what I found? In many ways, absolutely. And the things I did not like, I chose to step into and see what was going on with those. And in a sense, that's another of the gifts of these times for those who choose and for those who allow themselves. We get to look, and we get to look honestly, because there's nowhere else to go. In a time where we can't run away, you know, like it was before the virus. You mean way back when we had all these distractions? They're not there anymore to the degree that they were. And I say, in all of this music and all of this song and the choices that I'm doing my best to make, take advantage of it. Take advantage of the opportunities, because the rush when, you know, at the point when everything seems to flow back and we go back and resume the old normal, I think likely we'll find that it doesn't quite feel like it did. It's like getting some knowledge and you don't quite get it yet fully, but you know things are different, and what used to be doesn't quite feel the same, and there's a little bit of a burr under the saddle. And you want to go back and you want to do the things that when you were waking up. I think that's pretty exciting. So did you know that this is you? You take away all that resistance and you tune into your hearts. You stop devotion to persistence, to keeping things the way they are. Then you throw away thinking circling around. And the next thing you notice, a new you is found. You stop the patterns you've been doing. You stop them right here and now. You tell yourself to start renewing, and tell yourself that it's allowed. And then you call for inner guidance, and then you listen for a sound. And I'm sure that you will notice a new you has been found. So do you know that you're amazing, and that you are a living light, and that your power truly endless, that everything will be alright no matter how it looks now? Can you accept that you're essential to help this world align? And you only have to be the you of your design. It's true. When did you know that this is you? You start responding to the moments and trust the holy self inside. You welcome in a new vibration, the one so long you have denied. And then you open a connection and live that all of life is one. And when you're flowing in that beauty, you'll know your real life has begun. And did you know that you're amazing? Yes, you are a living light, and that your power's truly endless, that everything will be alright no matter what the form looks right now. Can you accept that you're essential to the precious world design? Yes, and you only have to be you, the you of you align. It's true. So did you know that this is you? You take away all that resistance, and you just tune into the heart. You stop devotion to persistence, to keeping things the way they are. And then you throw away the thinking that has you circling around. And then the next thing you notice, a new you is found. A new you is found. That's right. The new you is found. Cha-cha-cha. What I enjoy about these songs is that it's hard to write. Well, as it turns out, 25 songs. Didn't quite reach the 33 yet. But I had to jettison some titles and let go of them. Jettison some titles because I was no longer resonating with the idea behind them. The ones that I was seeing as protest songs, quote unquote, songs about what I didn't like in the world, I was beginning to see that my own awareness and the shiftings that I was experiencing was inviting me then to not have those judgments, to not be in that place where I wanted to make that kind of a change. Because I have to remember that in my understanding, every soul, every being on this planet is going through the same invitation, a celestial invitation of sorts to remember who they are. And I have to have the sensitivity that no matter what it looks like, this person's going through this stuff too. And so to open my heart to that is to invite me to become bigger, larger in the greater scheme of things, and recognize how I can best provide support. Is that easy? Not when you've been taught for generations and lifetimes, etc., about, well, you're just in it for yourself, man. And okay, so we know what we've been taught. And after this period of time, we're going to realize what doesn't fit anymore. Could be an awkward time where we're working to put the new shoes on and break them in. The interesting thing will be that those new shoes are going to be changing every day. And in a sense, the reliability of living in the routine is going to wake up to an adventure where we really begin to trust the moments. Now, there's a gentleman down in Los Angeles who has a religious science church. I keep forgetting his name, but I know his wife's name is Ricky Byers. So it's her husband, the Reverend. Why am I forgetting his name? But somebody told me that they heard him do a little talk, and in the talk he referred to the press through the media as agents of mass distraction. Now, as a songwriter, you know when something sounds useful. And so I put that on the list because I thought it would be very useful in these times. Now, as a boomer born in the early 1950s, I recall when there seemed to be a lot of integrity in the news and the way it was presented, and the capacity to be to make sure it was accurate. And I bring that in the first part of the song here. But we know things have changed a bit. So, okay, the field has changed. So what are you going to do about it? What am I going to do about it? And this is where we start to develop that beautiful solar plexus power of discernment, the ability to take information and decide what is the highest good for self and those around us. That's not an easy task, but it's part of the design. Okay, I'm going to stop talking and get on with the agents of mass distraction because I got to get the feel right. Here it goes. It used to be that the nightly news and the papers were something to see. They gave the daily reports with class, Cronkite and Huntley Brinkley. The New York Times and the Washington Post, those were papers that demanded a read. People trusted them and daily tuned in. They gave you everything that you need. Stay centered and in the know, in the know, in the know. These days it's a small, small world. Everybody has got their take. They drivel this and they snivel that. It's entertainment, the news is fake. The owners tell the side they're on and they fabricate the daily spin. Influencers of public perception, the business the corporates are in. Down. Distractions. It's all a distraction. Agents of mass distraction. Whoa. Well, it used to be democracy, innocent till you're proven with guilt. And nowadays, a lie is spewed and public opinion is massaged and built. Guilty in the eyes of the common man who's learned to follow talking heads' lines. With justice passe, the story is king. Agendas are the bottom line. Bow, bow. Distraction. It's all distraction. Agents of mass distraction. Oh, kind of slinky, kind of smooth. I think it's a perfect feel for this. Our isolation has revealed the wolf in the clothing of the sheep at last. The internet has leveled the field, and the truth is set before the spin is cast. People are telling what the machine won't share. You can smell honesty in the air. Manipulation is going up in smoke. It's a time of mass change. I declare, yes, declare. No distractions. You got a heart, you got a heart and a mind. Use them. Run everything through them both before you choose. Trust, open trust, and build your trust. And build your trust in what you feel and discern. 'Cause nothing, I say nothing, is as it seems. Nothing is as it seems. Whoa. Nothing is as it seems. Yeah, nothing is as it seems. Well, that's a fun one to play. It's also an interesting take on things, I think. So I appreciate the perspective on it. And you know what I found? That had I not actually evolved a little bit, I'm going to say that here through this process, I would have been naming names. I would have been using that and grabbing the power of that. And all that would have done is just feed, let's just call it the caca. I didn't want to feed the caca. There's so much, there's so many subtle ways that can impact not only ourselves, but the world in mighty, mighty, mighty ways. So during this time, I had to pay attention. It's not that I don't tune into the news. I mean, I'll check in on various news programs. There are some that I really have a trouble with because I have such a different perspective since I come from such a different place. And those are the ones that I really ought to pay attention to. Not that I don't that, not that I do that much. But that's where I can see how I'm doing with accepting the other perspectives. Because it's come down to the point once Walter Cronkite retired and Hunt and Brinkley no longer hung out together, we found that everybody was spinning. And so if it aligns with what you like to spin, then yay, that's my favorite one. And yeah, I'm gonna. Well, let's look at the. Okay, I think we've made the point there. I live in a place where the natural world is quite flamboyant, quite present. In the forested area where I live here in the central coast of California, I'm also in the beach, at the beach. I'm a bit away. I don't have a beachfront home where the large breakers bang on the shoreline to make it impossible to record. No, I don't have that going on. But I can hear it in the distance. And there's a comfort in that. And sometimes late at night, if you're out there on the porch, you can hear the seals. You can hear the variety of sea life frolicking in the ocean. And the sound comes through. There was a brief headline. It was a byline, actually. I'm not even sure what the correct term is. I saw in the newspaper, we'll call it the online newspaper of the San Francisco Chronicle, a statement about the coyotes had come and were now hanging out in the streets. And that's a powerful image. And the title said the coyotes were dancing. I don't know if you've ever been around many coyotes, but they love to yap, 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 and then at the same time they bounce and they kind of do their dance. Who knows what it's leading up to? It could be like a great native tradition where they dance before they head out to find food. I don't know, but it's an interesting thought, isn't it? So one of the outcomes, at least in places where I live and what I've seen, is that in many ways nature is quote unquote recovering. Not that it really needed to recover, but the influence of the human machine, if you will, has diminished to such a degree that things are noticeably different. I haven't been to Los Angeles, but I have been told by people down there that the San Gabriel Mountains are visible every day. Wow, if that's the case, and take me back to 1954 when I used to go down to visit Anna Lane in Granada Hills, California, in the San Fernando Valley, where there were orange groves everywhere, and the San Gabriel Mountains were pristine, clear, magnificent, hovering over this angelic place, Los Angeles. I think that's amazing. Coyotes dancing. There was once a time when the animals roamed. There were so many species, some we never have known. It was nature's playground and the living was pure. When life's in balance, all shall endure. Human beings can be callous and cold. Though we're all connected, it doesn't seem so. The world runs for cover from the shadow of man. Now along comes a virus. Is it nature's plan? Humans are sheltered and the machinery stalls. As the noise gets quiet, you can hear birds call. The air grows clearer and life slows down. From out of the forest, they start coming to town. And it starts with raccoons, then the deer get brave. Then the game birds fly in and they land and stay. With safety growing, the animals graze. In San Francisco dances the coyote. Nature calls for reunification. Nature sings, time to harmonize. We got this moment to seed our vision and take the action to live as one. Yeah. It's a new world rising from celestial hands. Mother Nature thriving, it's a long-range plan. With all life together, we shall wake to see coyotes dancing in the middle of the streets. When life together, we'll wake to see coyotes dancing in the middle of the street. And nature calls for reunification. Nature sings, time to harmonize. We got this moment to seed our vision and take action to live as one. There was once a time when the animals roamed. There were so many species, some we never have known. It was nature's playground and the living was pure. When life's in balance, all shall endure. With life together, we will wake to see coyotes dancing in the middle of the streets. Coyotes dancing with the humans in the middle of the street. Can you imagine coyotes dancing with humans in the middle of the streets? Coyotes dancing with people like you and me. Yeah, dancing in the middle of the streets. You know, fantasy, fairylands, etc., the world of children that we are supposed to leave behind at a certain place to show that we're adults and can handle business. What a crock. This is a time where imagination and wonder reclaim the magnificence of living, of being in human form. It's, in a sense, the lost art for so many and the masses, and why, in my opinion, there's just so much burden and so many things where we're weighed down by life because we've lost our capacity to visual, our capacity to create an alternative in the moment that takes us out of whatever the form that seems to be oppressing us in that time. Nature. I mean, this planet was built for us, here to help us thrive. And things are turning around. So I've reached a point, now we're at 49 minutes. I have 11 more minutes. I'm going to take a couple songs here. I have one other that I've written this time, but for some reason it doesn't want to play itself. So I'm going to let that be. And I'm going to pull out a couple songs here that I wrote in 2012 because there's a similarity in the energy of now. And the things I wrote at that time when the world was supposedly, right, facing Armageddon, facing the end of ourselves for the at least the seventh time since I've been on the planet. Hello. I, as a songwriter, and with classes that I was working with and teaching, etc., I wanted to have music that was reflecting that time. Because, you know, we just didn't know. We didn't know that at 11:59 on December 21st of 2012, it was going to go poof. And I was with a group of people. We'd held a vigil of sorts, and here it came, 11:29. It's like a countdown for da da da, or 11:59, like the countdown. And then it came, and we looked at one another, and we're all still in the flesh, and so we sang and danced a little more, and then went home. Went, okay. Wonder what I'll do tomorrow. Waking up is a choice. Taking action on that is a choice. The world keeps pushing for us to open hearts. And in opening hearts, we find the design of compassion. And we find how compassion is such a rich and beautiful and magnificent and perfect salve for anything that's gone on with anyone else, including ourselves. In July of 2012, there was it was a massacre in a theater in Colorado at the premiere of a movie called Batman, where everybody thought it was just somebody walking in. It was part of the show. It became a lethal experience with quite a few people killed. Hearts opened, people connected. All of this happened, and it went on for a bit of time, and then that opening closed up. Okay, so at that point, I began to wonder how much love is in your world, the world, our world. Because these moments, those forums take a lot of love. Sounds like a Neil Young song, right? How much love is in your world? How much love is in your world? Is there enough there for me? There enough there for you? Is there enough for us all? How much love is in your world? How much love is in your world? Is there enough there for me? Is there enough there for you? Is there enough for us all? Do you hold it for the chosen few? Are there rules and strings? Do you make them known? Do you hold on and wish you had more? And wait for a calling while you sit there alone? Love is what we're made of, the source of us all that we are. How much love is in your world? How much love is in your world? Is there enough there for me? Is there enough there for you? Is there enough for us all? These are those times to let go. Wishing and hoping will not bring a thing. I'll release the love you are to the flow. Start giving and giving love to everything, for love is what we're made of. It's a source of us all that we are. How much love is in your world? How much love is in your world? Is there enough there for me? Is there enough there for you? Is there enough for us all? Be grateful, give freely your love. No questions, no judgments. Keep saying yes. Your true measure aligns with your flow. And love will give challenge. It will put you to test. It will put you to test. It will put you to test. Can you love that one who's called your names, raged at you, gives you the blame? Can you love that one who walked away, left you alone, abused in pain? Can you love that one who crossed the line, betrayed your trust time after time? Can you love that way? Can you love that one who bought the gun, then killed those people one by one? Love that one who took your trust, then stole your money just because? Can you love that one who promised change, then turned his back when he got the reins? Can you love that way? Can you love that one out on the street who begs for money and food to eat? Love that one whose home was smashed because it stood in the great storm's path? Love those victims far away, collateral damage in the warlord's day? Can you love that way? Can you love yourself when you don't look good and you criticize with can'ts and shoulds? Love yourself when you lose it all, when you stumble, fumble, fail, and fall. Love yourself when you lost your way, when you feel like leaving the earth today. Can you love that way? Can you love that way? For love is what we're made of, source of us all that we are. How much love is in your world? How much love is in your world? Can you love when life is sweet and kind and blesses you and feeds your mind? Love when all you want's right there, when your searching's done, you're without a care. Can you love with a heart open wide, that compassion pours from your eyes? Can you love that way? 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 That's a moment-by-moment question, isn't it? Circumstance, situation, what lies before us, what's there at our own altar of awareness. What are you going to do with this, man, woman, child? What are you going to do with this? That's the big question of these times. I am so delighted that you have been a part of this. Now, please know that at markstantonwelch.net, you can go find access to all the lyrics, to the chords. If you want to play it or get people to play these songs, they are meant to be shared. I'm going to record them, of course, and I'll do it as quickly as I can. But what I'm going to do first is make sure that every one of them is done again as a video, and then I will post that video by itself. So you'll have immediate access to a single song. That will be the 25 that I've written, plus a host of these ones from 2012. It is time to put those out. And I praise the fact that I have been put in a situation that I have to basically do this, because it's giving me the incentive to take action on things that have been a part of my heart for the longest of time. That's 8 years ago. Some of these songs were made, and then the new ones, They need to be heard. I consider it a soundtrack for these times in a sense to remind us of what is at stake and how much support we have inside and out. So I invite you to go there and do that. And then I'm going to put up the scroll down there, not the Jerry Lewis Telethon, that if you've been moved in any way by the experience of this music through all three of the concerts, etc., and you feel in a place where you'd like to share something in terms of finances, and you have PayPal, then you go right there to mark.welch@mindspring.com. Thank you in advance if that's something you feel moved to do. The markstantonwelch.net will be an access point to other ways that you can do that if you are not in PayPal. So thank you again in advance for that. And I'm going to close out with one last song here called It's a Good Time Now. And this came from a unusual thunderstorm in Santa Cruz, California on April 14th of 2012. It was hugely symbolic. Last night the sky had opened, clouds they made a sound. Lightning lit the heavens, the rain poured down. The torrent washed and purified and walked the past away. Oh my, was all the people could say. The future, she is coming, she's at the edge of town. And if you ever thought of changing, it's a good time now. Oh yeah. Well, this is unprecedented. There's never been a time. The old ways are breaking as the patriarch declines. The holy light is pouring in, the wall is tumbling down. Oh my, how much good can you allow? The future, she is coming, she's at the edge of town. If you ever thought of changing, it's a good time now. I say, boom, 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 the earth is shaking. And boom, 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 don't wait around. Boom, 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 there's no more faking it. And I say yes, 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 yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The picture's getting clearer. It's balance, peace, and love. And all that doesn't resonate will get that holy shove. The colors, they are brighter. There's newness in the air. When all the hearts are opened up, the minds will be repaired. The future, she is coming. She's at the edge of town. And you ever thought of changing? It's a good time now. There ain't nowhere to go unless you're checking out. There ain't no way to hide from who you are. Reclaim yourself and jump into the fire of love. This is your transformation. We all are glory bound. This is the resurrection. Reborn in, reborn in, reborn in, reborn in, reborn in, reborn in the now. Hey, a boom, 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 the earth is shaking. Come on now. A boom, 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 don't wait around. And boom, 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 there's no more faking it. When I say yes, 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 yeah, 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 yeah. Last night the sky had opened, clouds they made a sound. The lightning lit the heavens and the rain poured down. The torrent washed and purified and swept the past away. And my, was all the people could say. The future, she is coming, she's at the edge of town. And if you ever thought of changing, you ever thought of changing, if you ever thought of changing, it's a good time now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The fan went wild. Again, the invitation is to remember who you are. That's all. And to be you no matter what shows up. That is the journey of the stay at home, in my opinion. I hope these songs have helped. Please pass them on. And I will certainly post on either YouTube or Facebook links to the single songs as they become available. But likely everything will be here on my YouTube channel. So I have to remember, subscribe. Mark Stanton Welch, Music for Every Soul. And even though right now it has that colon there, I think I'm going to take that out because I've made the Facebook the same thing. Mark Stanton Welch, Music for Every Soul. I'm going to take a break from some of these concerts next week, but I have actually something very unique and I think very special that I'll put out here right now very quickly. It's just that I am getting a calling to do one-to-one concerts of a certain amount of time that is based upon specific songs that you might want or something you're going through that you could use some energetic, vibrational, musical support just for that. It could be for you alone, it could be for your family, it could be however you want us to put that. If you go to the markstantonwelch.net, you will see a link there later today that will lead you to a place where you can explore that and see. It could be something that's worth doing. It will be recorded at the time, and then you'll get access to it. Another way to serve the vibration, one human at a time. I am blessed, I am loved, I am grateful, and I send you blessings. Much love and supreme amount of gratitude for joining me in this journey of the 25. I did my best. So now I'm learning to stop the broadcast. Okay, I had to look. Click it and send you on your way to all the bliss and the wonder that is going to be a part of your moments right now. Share the information, share the songs. Come to markstantonwelch.net. Subscribe. Blessings.